Hello, my sweet friend. I am Cristina Arevalo, cake business productivity coach and podcaster. I help cake makers like you manage your business productively and with ease, taking control of your time and workflow to avoid stress and burnt out. I offer personalized strategies and supportive community to help you stay organized, productive, and in charge of your success. Your cake business should bring you joy, not stress. I'm here to help you build an efficient, successful, and sustainable business without feeling overwhelmed and burned out. With the right planning, strategies, and mindset, you can reach your goals, stay organized, and enjoy the journey. Let's make your cake business work for you, not the other way around. In the last episode, we talked about marketing and how to attract the right clients. But today, we're talking about the next step because attracting people is one thing, turning them into paying clients is another. This episode is short, practical, and packed with simple sales tips you can start using today. Hi there. If you like this podcast and enjoy this episode, there's only one thing I ask from you. Please follow this podcast, download this episode, and leave me a started review in any of your favorite podcast platforms where you're listening to this show now. This way, the algorithm will show the podcast to more cake artists who will benefit from, and you'll be helping me grow this show. And don't forget to share it on social media and tag me, and I'll gladly follow you back. I would love to hear what you have to say. Leave me a comment on Spotify or answer any of the questions and polls on the episode. Let me invite you to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as the Art Cake Coach, or follow the links on the show notes to find out more ways to stay connected. Visit www.theartcakecoach.com for more. Well, hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Christina here, super happy to have you all back for another week here on the podcast. And today's episode is kind of a, second part of the episode of last week. Last week we talked about marketing. We talked about how to market our products, even how to mark our cakes outside of social media, and the importance of our local customers and not just following a number behind a following on any of the social media platforms that you can be using. But today I wanted to make it more practical. Today I want to share with you 5 practical sales tips because, like I said in the intro, one thing is to bring the clients, one thing is visibility, another thing is to turn them into paying customers. So in this episode, it's not going to be too long. I want you to have pen and paper, and at the end of the episode I'm going to share with you a very simple template that you can use today to start making your sales easy. One thing that turns people away from buying from you is when sales are complicated, when the message is not clear, when they don't know your prices, and when they feel that they have to wait ages for an answer. If I were the customer, I wouldn't buy that cake. So we don't want that to happen to you. We don't want you to lose customers because you're too busy to reply. So take pen and paper because today is about 5 sales tips that you can start applying today. So, my sweet friends, let's dive in. Tip number 1, make your prices visible, even if it's just a starting price. I'm going to tell you what the problem is. Clients hesitate when they don't know what to expect. Maybe they are halfway through their third email and then you tell them how much your base price is. And there was a, oh, well, you never told me that before. Oh, well, I don't know. That's out of my budget. I won't do it. When they don't know what to expect, they always feel like you're either too cheap, too bad, or too expensive. So, you don't need a full price list, but what you need is a starting point. Make it visible. Make it visible in your website. Make it visible, maybe on a carousel post that is pinned to your grid on your Instagram account. Make it visible so clients have an idea. I don't know if you, my sweet friends on the other side, any of you have Facebook page. Facebook page has a range of prices just with the symbol of your currency. So let's say you work in the United States, so it's dollars. So you have a range of maybe $1 symbol, $2 symbol, $3 symbol. We see this sometimes in sites regarding restaurant prices because the restaurants, they don't want to show their full prices, but at least you have an idea. If you have one symbol, that means that okay, it's cheap. If you have two, okay, affordable, whatever affordable means to you. If Natalie listens to me, she's going to, pull my ear for this one. Or if you have three symbols of dollars, that means it's a little bit more expensive, and so on, so on. So you can have some sort of, structure like this if you don't want to show your prices. However, since our work, mainly what we do is custom cakes. Custom cakes vary of prices. You don't have a fixed price for like all my cakes are this much. No, it will depend on the job. It will depend on the amount of work that you have. So you can have some sort of range of prices or at least a starting point. My cakes start from this price up. So customers will know this is not, and I want you to think about this. This is not about scaring customers away or losing customers. It's about attracting the right ones because it's a filter. You're not going to be having, messages back and forth to a customer that doesn't have the budget to pay your cake because it's going to be a waste of time, and our time is money. You know that. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples. For example, my custom cakes start from X amount of your currency. Cupcakes start from this much, or cupcakes from this much per box. This way, you filter serious clients, you build trust, and you save time. So here we go. Tip number one, make your prices visible, even if it's just a reference price of a starting point. Tip number two, guide the clients on what to send to you. Again, another issue. You receive a message probably on, I don't know, Messenger, WhatsApp, or a DM on your social media that says, "Hi, how much is a cake?" Hmm. Don't you just, I just, my toes just contract when I hear this kind of messages like, oh my God. First of all, I don't think this is the way to address any business first, but that's not up to me, it's up to the client. But I can teach my customer, I can teach my client, I can teach the person in the other side, say, hey, this is the way you should communicate. So, this very broad question, how much is a cake, is a question that you cannot answer without giving maybe a full podcast episode, right? So, here's a little solution. You can write on the post that you're putting on Instagram or on your website when you have the email for people or a format for people to contact you. Whatever way people is going to contact you beforehand, you can write something like, to get a quote, please send date, number of servants, design idea, or theme. Only with these three things, you already know if you have availability because you know the date. With the number of servants, you know how big or small this cake is going to be. With the design, the idea, or the theme, you already know how much work is going to get you, and you can give them an idea of a starting point for this cake. It will be easier to quote later. So, what do? If you work with DMs, if that's the way you work, not my favorite, but if it's the way you work, you can set an auto reply on your social media. When people say, hi, how much is a cake? Immediately you're going to get this structure like, hi, this is me, like a very nice template. And then to get a quote, please send this, and that. Why does it work? Because it speeds up the conversation. You already have data, you already know how to address this customer. Maybe you can even find out if their ideas are kind of not too realistic. And because there are people who will send you a DM and ask you for a cake for tomorrow with all the Disney princesses on top. It happens. So you already know, this is not going to happen. So it speeds up the conversation. It makes you look way more professional and reduce the back and forth time wasting emails or conversations or calls. to determine, you know what, I'm not really your client and I'm not going to make a cake, I'm not going to buy a cake from you. So this is number 2, guide the client on what to send you. Number 3, respond like a business owner with clear and timely answers. Here's a problem. A customer calls you or sends you a message and you are so full of work, you are so busy, you're up to your head, then you don't reply right away. Late replies equal lost sales. It happens. People has no patience nowadays, especially in the era of social media and instant response. So yeah, people do not feel like waiting for you to stop baking to answer their emails unless they know you. But anyway, you can lose customers. Unclear replies also confused clients. If you are not certain on what you're going to reply to a message or how you're going to reply it, the client can get confused. Like, imagine you respond, instead of responding with a structure like I gave you before, you respond with call you back, talk tomorrow. So okay, what? As a customer, I will say like, ugh, this person doesn't look professional, so I might not ask for a cake from this person. So here are a couple of tips. Respond within a reasonable time. In the auto reply that I told you, you can even set a reply time. So people will know what to expect. Like, I will reply personally to you not longer than in 2 days. I don't know, something like that, right? So people will know what to expect. Okay, I can wait 2 days for this person or not, because maybe I want the cake for tomorrow. And I will have an answer. Set expectations if needed, like your answer will, or I will reply within the next 24 hours. I will reply within the next 48 hours, something like that. So people will know what to expect. Even a simple and clear reply builds confidence. Okay. If it's as small as it is and as simple as it is, I'll not only builds confidence for you as a cake maker, because there's one less thing to worry about, but it will build trust and professionalism, a professional image for your customer. Okay. Tip number 4, offer options and not discounts. We all have those clients, and those customers are people who make an inquiry or ask for a cake, and the first thing that comes to from their mouth is, that's too expensive. We know that, right? There's a culture, not mine. I feel awful, but there's a culture of people asking for discounts all the time. There's people, it's just in their genes somehow. They have to keep asking for discounts for everything. And these kinds of people, when they see that it's a homemade cake, that is a home-based business, is a small business, they feel that, you know, that's what they should do. They feel that they have this sort of, I'm not going to say advantage, but they feel like, because it's just this lady doing this cake. If I ask for a discount, it's going to give it to me. Because, of course, they're not going to go and ask for a discount on a big department store. They don't. But they will ask you for a discount. Okay? Don't fall for it. We all do. I did for so many times. So many times. So many years wasted. Because, as I said in the episode before, I thought I was validating myself as a person through my cakes. Not, I wasn't thinking as a business owner. So I will think like, oh, the client is going to go away. Oh, I feel bad for not making this cake. Or I would love to make this cake because it's a design that I like. So I will fall into the trap of giving them a discount. And then I lost money because as a small business owner from home-based cake business owner, I didn't have the structure to support discounts. I just didn't. So if you don't have the structure, don't do it. But in general, don't do it. Give them options. We love Cercino and we love its digital magazine. Cercino's free monthly magazine, We Love Pastry, is a monthly digital magazine bursting with absolutely incredible, easy to follow, and unique cake tutorials created by very talented artists from around the globe. Interesting interviews and blogs. You can also win products worth £50 and much more. You have cake tutorials, product information, cake events, cake collaboration, and you name it. Don't miss the free digital magazine every month by clicking in the link on the description of this episode. Thank you, We Love Pastry, for sponsoring today's episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. When a client says it's too expensive, don't lower your price. Instead, you can say, I can adjust the design or the size to fit your budget. That is an option. I know there are some people who will disagree with me. I do not redesign cakes. I do not fit anybody's budget. Good for you. But if you're still working on your confidence and your structure of your cakes, this is an option. You can do maybe have a catalog of ready design, because they're not ready made, but ready design cakes that people can choose from. This is within the price range that you can pay, and you have 3 4 pictures of cakes that they will be able to afford. Give them options. Give them options in flavors if necessary, because we know that there are certain flavors that require more ingredients and more expensive ingredients, and that can raise the price of the cake. If flavor is not a thing for them, if what they are focus is on the design, you can offer a different kind of flavor. Like a simple design, smaller cake, fewer details, simple flavor. Why does this work? First of all, it protects your profit. Whatever you do, whatever decision you take in order to face this kind of clients, remember to price for profit. Another thing is it keeps the sales alive. You're not going to lose this customer. This customer is not going to go away. It's not a no. It's an option. And it positions you as a professional. I'm going to tell you a story that has nothing to do with this one, but it kind of does. When back in the day when I used to bake, I had a couple of friends who were also bakers here in town. When I couldn't take an order because I was either fully booked or I was doing another thing, I just couldn't. I will refer them to my friends. It's like, listen, I cannot make your cake for that weekend, but here immediately, it was almost like an auto reply. Here are 2 contacts. These people I can trust. These are my friends, and they're also bakers. The client will be so happy. They will thank me so much. They will contact my friends. They will get their cakes from my friends. But guess what? They will always come back to ask me first for a cake, because I helped them. I didn't lose any customers because of that. The opposite of it. I got more customers and my friends got more customers. So here's one thing that also makes you look professional in case it's necessary. Final tip number 5, follow up. Follow up gently. Many potential clients disappear, but not because they're not interested. Maybe because they're trying to figure out their budget, they're trying to figure out what they want, they're trying to find the money to pay you. There's so many things, or just life got on their way and they cannot get to you back in the next day. So, a little follow up, very gentle, like a 24, 48 hours follow up, will be great. Just say hi, just check in if you're still like to go ahead with the order. Why? Because this show professionalism again. It recovers lost sales. Maybe the person is indecisive between you and another cake maker, but just the fact that you reached out, it will be like, okay, this person reached out to me, maybe I'll do it. And many people just get busy. It's not because they don't want to buy from you. So let me recap these 5 tips that I have for you today. Tip number 1, make your prices visible, even if it's just a starting price. Tip number 2, guide your clients on what you want them to send you. the date, the number of servings, design idea, all of this necessary information. Number three, respond like a business owner with clarity and on time. Offer number four, offer options and not discounts. Don't forget profit. And number five, follow up on your clients very gently just to remind them that you are here. Don't go anywhere because in the next part, I'm going to give you a minute reflection to think about the way you sell your cakes, and I have a little gift for you. My sweet friend, before we close this episode, I want to ask you one question. Which of these five tips are you currently missing in your process? So, your homework for this week is to pick up one of these tips and implement it this week and see how things go. And remember, if you want help creating a simple and confident sales system for your home based cake business, I would love to support you, and you have that support inside my school community, The Art of Cake Business. All the information is in the show notes. Now, my friends, before we go, I have a little gift for you. In the show notes, there is a link for a DM template guide for cake artists or home-based cake business owners. Is a simple template that you can copy and paste on your DM replies, auto reply, so you look very professional when somebody asks you for a cake through your social media. Remember, sales don't have to feel uncomfortable or complicated. When you're clear, helpful, and confident, selling becomes a natural part of your business. Don't forget to download the template that is in the show notes. My friends, thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. And I will say goodbye as I always say goodbye. Stay safe and stay creative. I'll see you next week. Bye bye. Hey, my sweet friend, before you go, I just want to take a moment to remind you you don't have to figure out your cake business alone. There is a lovely cake community waiting for you. If you've been feeling overwhelmed, unsure what to focus on next, or like you're constantly busy but not really moving forward, the Art of Cake Business community is here for you. Inside, you find all the help home bakers need to go from feeling scattered to actually having a clear plan, structure, and direction on their cake business. It's where we talk the real things: pricing, time management, orders, burnout, but we do it while we're having fun. So, if you're ready to go from hobby to real organized cake business CEO, come and join us. I'll leave the links in the show